Hey, it's Lisa Rothman, the founder of StopFamilyConflict.com. I want to talk about how to support your child in following through on agreements. And this topic came to mind because I was working with a mom who was feeling very frustrated with her child. And she was, in addition to being frustrated, she was somewhat alarmed because she said, he says yes to things and then he backs out of them. And I don't know why. And she was really concerned that it meant, like, what was this going to mean for his future in terms of his ability to follow through? And what we discovered as I asked her about what was happening was that he was not following through on agreements because when he had said yes to her in the first place, it wasn't actually a full-bodied yes. It was a half-hearted yes. And she took it, and he actually really meant no. Yeah. So one way to support our kids in following through on agreements is to make sure that they are actually agreeing to things. And this issue comes up a lot when, say, what we are hoping that they agree to is something that we really, really enjoy. Like in my case, square dancing. I love square dancing, but time and time again, and I keep making the same mistake, I say, hey, want to go square dancing? Okay, Mom, sure. And I don't stop and say, is that a real yes? And then what inevitably happens is, okay, we're going square dancing, and oh, do I have to? Yeah. So when we hear that half-hearted yes to something that probably we are excited that we want our kids to do with us or excited for them in their life, stop. Give myself empathy. Oh, I don't think he wants to go square dancing, but I love square dancing. Oh, this is a bummer. Okay, and check. I'm not sensing that you're really wanting to do it. You're right, Mom, I'm not. Okay, so I'll figure out someone else to go square dancing with, but I still want to be in connection with you. Let's come up with something that could work for both of us. And in real life, what happened was I proposed that we do an activity on Saturday mornings with something called the Urban Compassion Project, where you go to encampments with unhoused people, and in collaboration with them, you remove tons and tons of the garbage that is dumped at these places. And so he did agree to do that, and it was a wholehearted yes. And we went, and it was as good as a square dance. It was so meaningful. All of us together, all you need to do is follow directions. We were raking and shoveling and seeing our project progress, and then everyone gets to eat burritos. There's a sound system going. And so now we have something that we can really do together. Okay, so that's one situation that I find is it's not a wholehearted yes. So the follow through is not happening because it was actually the child saying no because they didn't feel like they could say actual no. So their no was this half-hearted yes. Okay, there's another category where it actually is a wholehearted yes. Yes to piano lessons. Yes to walking the dog 4 times a week. And then that stops. And what's going on there? Well, in my experience, what's going on is conditions changed. So in the case of the piano lessons, the condition that changed was the child signed up thinking it was going to be one thing, like, oh, I'm going to be, playing, Brahms. And then the reality of the scales and all the work and daily practice hits. They have now new information, and they didn't actually sign up for that, and it just doesn't work for them. Or this other family I was working with, yes to walking the dog 4 days a week. That was a couple of years ago. And now the daughter is in high school, and her schedule is incredibly busy. It wasn't as busy before when she said yes. Also, no one knew that the dog actually can be challenging to walk and requires complete and total focus. when walking. And so she didn't, she wants to just sort of daydream and space out, but that's not going to work with this particular dog. And no one had that information. When she didn't have that information, no one knew. So now, okay, let's adjust to changing circumstances. And so that let's, don't we all want, when conditions change, to collaboratively adapt? And so that's what this family did. And so now she's walking the dog twice a week. That's what's going to work, and people are figuring out and adjusting. Okay, so if you hear that half-hearted yes, check to see if it's actually a no. Do not pass go until you find something that actually works for everybody. And if conditions have changed, figure out how to adapt to them in a way that works for everybody. Until next time, may all of the yeses you hear be full-bodied ones. And if you enjoy this video, please hit like and share and comment and do all those things. Bye for now.